From Nairobi County to the national government as vague and irregular. Failure to seek approval of the Nairobi County Assembly rendered the deal unlawful, Justice Helen Wasilwa ruled. The government has been given 90 days to rectify the illegalities cited. Activist Okia Omtata, who filed the case, now joins us live to discuss more about that judgment and what it portends. Okia, many thanks for your time on News Desk. It is a decision that now places the Nairobi Metropolitan Service, a product of that deal, in a legal dilemma. What else was contained in that judgment?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on your respected studio. I'll say that to begin with, what is in it is just a question of the rule of law. I'm a stickler for the rule of law, and I'm totally opposed to arbitrary actions of men taken in contravention of the law. So the court simply asserted the position of the law, and nobody is against anything done by the government, provided it's done according to the law. Personally, I'm not opposing the government, I'm opposing its actions that are against the law. So in the decision at the High Court, a small clarification, the Labour Court, there are two components of the challenges I've mounted in the court. The High Court have challenged the constitutionality of the entire transfer of functions deed, the transfer deed between the national government and the county government. And that matter is pending decision. It has not been decided. In the Labour Court, I challenge the constitutionality of the decision by the Nairobi Metropolitan Services to take over the labor component or the employees of the county government without reference to the county government and other institutions, without reference to the county service board and other institutions of the county government. So that's what I've challenged, and in the same challenge is lying in the High Court, whereby the transfer of functions was undertaken without reference to the other institutions of government, which includes the National Parliament, which includes the county assemblies, which includes the county executive. So these challenges are there so that we can maintain the rule of law and constitutionalism, and especially in this matter is the question of devolution. Devolution was not a mistake. Devolution was a decision the people of Kenya made, and it binds the president and all other people, all public officers who in their operations must observe and obey the principle of devolution. Coming back to the case lays the ground.
Okay, that judgment by Justice Helen Wasilwa also goes ahead to say that she has given the government 90 days to rectify those illegalities, failure to which any party will be at liberty to move to court for appropriate action. So what does that mean for the next 90 days? What does that mean for the operations of NMS, which have already been funded by the National Treasury?
Well, basically, the funding itself is an illegality because the governor never gave his consent for the appropriations bill, supplementary appropriations bill. So I'm surprised to hear that there has been funding. There are illegalities, and the government has chosen to operate outside the law. But what the court has basically said is that stop, go back and do things the correct way, or you'll get orders invalidating whatever you have done. So we hope that within the 90 days, the national government will calm down, will step back and consult the county government of Nairobi and do things according to the Constitution and the County Government Act, so that whatever is being taken to the national government is done according to the law and not just done according to the wishes of a few men who sit in a room somewhere and decide they're going to do this and that. We have things like the recruitment of even the CEO of the Nairobi Metropolitan Services and all that stuff. They must be done according to the law. So what the government has done, what the court did, is that it found all these things unconstitutional, but it was minded of the fact that there were certain things that were happening. So it has given the government a window of 90 days within which to step back, regularize those things, and move ahead, or the court will go ahead and give final orders in validating them. And
what was the position of Governor Mike Sonko in this court case?
Well, I sued the county government of Nairobi because they did not come out clearly what their position was. But when the case went ahead, the county government of Nairobi agreed with me that they were not consulted. These things were done above their head. And the governor also agreed that basically what he signed with the president is not what is being done in the county government of Nairobi. And so that's where the matters were, and I think the court made a decision and agreed that with the evidence I had presented, there was need for the government to move, for the national government and the county government to do their things according to the law, and I've got 90 days, I think now it's 89 days from today, to go ahead and implement that thing.
Absolutely. So my follow-up question to you, Mtata, then would be, what is the government expected to do within these 90 days to rectify the illegality?
To obey the law, to follow the law. Like all the workers should be sent back. Having been declared illegal, I don't think they've got any basis to still stay in the county government. They have to go back to the county assembly, and then the process of effecting these changes should be done structurally within 90 days, and then the whole thing can proceed. Otherwise, the court will declare it null and void.
Okia Mtata there speaking to us about that decision by the court to declare the Nairobi County takeover deal between Governor Mike Sonko and President Uhuru Kenyatta illegal. Okia, many thanks for your time. Now, 2 days